trying to, they coming through, they trying to shut the place down here, trying to shut some house down there, so you have to fix this, fix that. Like, hey man, they can turn around with more money. But we get started at 5. How you doing today? This is the 12 of 12 podcast, the podcast about real life, recovery, redemption, growth and development, because that's what this is about. And if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, do me a favor, tap the subscribe button and share for more. Also, we are sponsored by First Step Recovery. If you need help with substance abuse disorder, severe mental illness, don't hesitate to contact them today. You see the number across the top. They'll be happy to help you. And we have a special guest today, Chris.
Thanks for having me, man.
How you doing, man?
Yes,
It's a pleasure you being here, man.
Yes,
so, tell me a little bit about yourself.
So my name's Chris Whiteneck. I grew up in a little town east of here in Anderson County. I lived there up till I was 18, 19 years old. And, obviously, drugs and alcohol played a pretty heavy part in me moving around and, just couch surfing through. I struggled with addiction for, 20 plus years.
What caused you to get into it, using drugs, and was it just experimenting?
I don't know, man. I think I got one of those addictive personalities, man. I think I tried, I had got my teeth knocked out when I was about 12, and they had prescribed me some pain pills.
Dang, man.
And I'll never forget taking that first one, how it made me feel, and I think I just chased that feeling.
Dang.
For the next 20 years, and it progressed, to alcohol and heroin and methamphetamines, whatever I could get a hold of,
So it all started with just an accident, man. I hear so many stories that people, when they get involved with the pills, there's always that accident. It's not like, hey, I want to try this pill.
Yeah.
It's just an accident happens. They pop a pill, prescribed, and the next thing you know, that feeling just takes over.
Yeah, chasing it. And which I had been, experimenting with alcohol and stuff too at that age. So I don't know, which one overpowered each other. But like I said, I had that addictive personality, so I was going to take off either way it went. I grew up in a very structured home.
Yeah.
My dad was law enforcement. My mom was a social worker.
Oh, wow.
So I definitely, I was raised right. I just chose, not to abide by those values. And,
okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in legal trouble?
I have, man. I stayed in jail, from 18 to 36. Served out, 10, 11 year prison sentence. Served multiple county years in county jails. I don't know, man. I was probably arrested 30, 35 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
But so was it all drug you using and just going out there just doing things?
Yeah. It was all drug or alcohol related.
Man.
Yeah.
What did your parents think about when you first started getting locked up? How did that affect them?
It affected them tremendously. I think at some point, my mom took me to an AA meeting, at 16 years old, and she went in. I went into AA, and she went into what's the other one? The Parents of Addicted Loved Ones. She went into that one, so they stopped enabling me at like 16.
Oh yeah.
So there was a very fine line, yeah. So I think by the time, I was 18, 19, I was able to, face my decisions by myself. And, I did my job in pushing them out of the way. I probably made it pretty easy on them to get out of the way.
And then your dad was a sheriff, you said? How did he feel about that?
I'm sure, man, on top of, his kid, being in and out of jail was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because I would get in trouble in the communities that he worked at or he was law enforcement at. So I know that was embarrassing. I know it was tough to watch his own kid. And, he was pretty helpless. There wasn't much he could do or say to persuade me to do anything different. So that I know it was tough on them too.
Yeah. How was your relationship with them? Are they still around?
Mm-hmm.
How was your relationship with them today?
It's good today. We talk regularly. They're obviously, very proud.
Yeah.
Probably wished I could have got it together a little sooner.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all talk and get along now. So
that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
You ever got married, any kids, anything like that?
I got married in 2009, and then we divorced. It was I describe it as a hostage situation. I pretty much it was all selfish reasons for me. I knew I was going to prison. She was taking care of me. I put her through the ringer. After like 8 or 9 years of continuously going to prison and rehab and coming home and wrecking everything and losing everything that she had built. She finally had divorced me in 2018.
Oh no.
We didn't have any kids together. I had 2 kids already from other relationships, and then my daughter in 2017, she was born with a valve in her heart that wasn't working correctly.
Oh wow.
She had to have open heart surgery at 6 months old, and then they told us that she was gonna have to have it again by 16. And so she ended up having to have that surgery. She was 13. We went into the hospital to have the surgery. Surgery didn't go good. All her organs stopped working. She was hooked up on everything. We was in ICU in Cincinnati Children's Hospital for like 9 months. Just miserable. She passed away.
Dang, sorry to hear that, brother.
Yeah, me too, bro. She passed away, and for the first time in my life, I wasn't on any kind of probation or parole, nothing like that. It was always my safety net.
Yeah.
No matter how far gone I got, eventually I'd get picked up by law enforcement on a warrant or something I didn't have that, man, and she had passed away. And so I just, I'd already had kind of a weird relationship with God at that point.
Yeah.
And then I sat and watched her suffer for like 9 months, and that really had me questioning, what kind of person would let somebody suffer like that. And so I spent the next, 6 months just trying to die, couch surfing wherever I could, and, hoping that next shot took me out. And I did. I overdosed a couple times, man. I overdosed up there at the hospital she was in. They actually, banned me from the hospital for a few months.
What?
Yeah.
Why they banned you from the hospital?
Because I overdosed in the parking garage.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
What? So you did? Oh, so you was going through it then?
Yeah.
You were just like you went there, visited, and
yeah,
then just.
I was up there. So to back up a little bit, so I was in treatment at a place, and I wasn't really taking nothing serious, man. I was in there wrecking and having fun and making friends and not educating myself on the disease. And she was in the hospital, and I left treatment, because I wanted to go up there and be with her. So I got there, I was sober, and within like a day or two, I'm back on heroin again, and so I'm sure that the staff knew I was high the majority of the time. And then I'd overdosed in that parking garage, and they finally was like, you can't come back. And so I leave there, and I'm still, homeless, couch surfing wherever, people let me stay. And cops kick in the door one morning, and I was at a house where, man, they had made meth, and they had found like an old cook in the backyard, the stuff that they had used to make some meth with, and so they charged everybody in the house.
Oh man, so you got hit with manufacturing.
Yep. So they got us in jail, and the dude's house where he's at, he tried telling him, it was his, whatever. So we go to jail. I'm in jail for like, I don't know, a couple weeks, and me and my dad, we didn't really talk much. Obviously we was on different sides of the law. And I remember sitting there one night, and whatever reason, it was on my heart to call him. And so I call him, and he answered, and he's like, I'll be able to get you tomorrow. I was like, why would you, he never come got me out of jail, bonded me out, nothing like that. He let me, I made my bed, I get to lay in it. And he's like, my daughter's name was Brooke. He said they gave Brooke 48 hours to live. And we talked to the hospital, and let you come up there and spend her last 2 days with her.
Dang.
So he did. They come got me, and I went up there and spent her last 2 days with her. And that guy ended up, admitting to it that it was his, and they dropped those charges on us. So like I said, I was out and had no probation or nothing. I just was trying to die, man. And I ended up overdosing again, you know, at my brother's house. His 5-year-old daughter found me in my car, saved my life. Again, woke up, you know, ambulance and EMS and cops everywhere. They had me bagged, the thing over your mouth. And I just remember waking up, bro, and I was sick. I knew I was going to be sick. I knew that they found the rest of my drugs. I knew I was alive. That was horrible for me to be alive. Mm-hmm. You know, I thought I had a chance to die, and I didn't. And I ended up going to the hospital, come back here, you know, just getting some rest, and I'm back out on the streets. But I don't make it long, man. I end up coming up here and trying to cop some drugs, and I don't know. It's, you know, God works in mysterious ways, man. I left the guy's house, and the cops stopped me, you know, within a block of his house. Yeah. So, and I caught some new charges. I sat in jail for about a year, and my mom was ASW, so she would get people into treatment, you know, instead of having to go to jail. And she let me sit there for a year, you know, facing them charges, and we got them. They let me plead after like 3 years probation or something small, but I had to go complete treatment, and so I did. I came up here to a treatment center, and I was doing good, man. I got a job, and thought I could drink, like
an occasional, like you was like, man, I could just have one.
Yeah, 'cause I hadn't drank since I was a teenager.
Oh,
you know,
man.
Once I progressed to, you know, heroin and meth, I didn't drink anymore. So I was like, I can probably get away with that. And it was like 2 or 3 days later, man, I got a needle in my arm. It was Christmas time. I'd bought my son all these Christmas presents. We're talking again. You know, he's 15 at the time. I'd have missed the majority of his life and been in prison or rehab or something. And I'd already sold all his Christmas presents, and I'm failing these drug tests, and I know they're going to kick me out probably the next day. So I went upstairs. It was January, and I put on like three sets of clothes, you know, trying to stay warm, and I put what I wanted, what I could fit in my backpack. And I'd got a sponsor when I first got there, and we had become close, and I quit talking to him once I started using and was avoiding him. And it was like 9 o'clock at night, and I'm trying to sneak out of the treatment center. And so I'm at this place in Louisville, and I got my bags packed, you know, 3 sets of clothes on. I made a decision, you know, that I'm probably just going to be a homeless drug addict, you know, as long as I can until I overdose. And I became content with that in the moment. And I was heading out the door, and as I'm going out, my sponsor's coming up the steps. And I was like, dang, I can't really dodge him right here. We're getting ready to bump into each other. And he sees me. He sees how I'm dressed. He sees my backpack. You know, he knows what's up. And he's like, you got a few minutes. And I was like, damn, man. The last person I want to see right now. I'm trying to get out of here. So I was like, yeah, I got a few minutes. And I sat down, and that few minutes turned into about an hour and a half, man. And I shut up. I sat down and shut up, and I listened with intent, and listened to his story. And I remember listening to him, man, and I had some hope and some momentum that I might be able to do something different. And so I go back up. We get done talking. I go back upstairs. I call my mom and told her, you know, I'd messed up. I'd relapsed. Of course, everybody knew already. I said, they're going to kick me out of here.
Dang.
And she was like, I'll try one more place. I was like, and that's it. And you got to figure it out after that. I was like, all right. And she's like, it's faith-based. And I was like, I don't probably want to do that.
Yeah, you was already thinking because what happened with so much going on, your daughter and everything like that. Yeah.
I don't know. It just felt weird. I was like, I don't know about that. And she's like, all right, you can just go to jail.
Dang.
I was like, I'll try it.
Yeah. That was it there.
I tried, and so I went. It wasn't nothing like I thought it was going to be. I remember getting there, and people were just being genuine. They were, you know, making sure I had everything I needed. Cigarettes, hygiene, you know, whatever it was, you know, they made sure I needed it. it came off to me. I had to step back because I was like, it's an ulterior motive.
Yeah.
You know, I've been in the streets and in prison.
Yeah, you're feeling paranoid.
Yeah,
like,
I know what that
shaking
means,
with
man.
this.
You're gonna want a favor back.
Yeah.
And so I just sat back and observed, man, and they didn't change, man. They had that same mindset forever. I ended up sitting still, and I sat there for like 13 months, man.
Dang.
Yeah, I went through. I completed like it was like a 90-day program. Then you go work. You get paid a minimum wage, and you put in 40 hours a week and work towards a career. And I did that, man. I worked the program, man. Found some hobbies that I enjoy doing. I enjoy playing softball and stuff like that, and basketball. So I spent a lot of time doing that and going to meetings, working the steps, all the things, man. I ended up getting a job in operations. Got to move up pretty quick. It was like 3 years before I moved back home, or close to home. And I moved back close to home. I had an opportunity to be a director of a 220-bed facility.
You was doing it big.
I stepped in, man, and took off. I loved it, man. Them dudes helped me more than they'll ever know. I met my wife. I've got remarried. I met my wife there.
Praise God.
Yeah, we got another 2-year-old, and I got a bonus 8-year-old at the house now. So
man, you know what, man? That kind of reminds me of Job.
Yeah, gave it all back.
Like, so it all comes back.
Yeah.
The whole time you had an enemy, again, a spiritual enemy. People, you do have an enemy out there. Now, even though God knows it's gonna happen, you know, He works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
To the point that you're helping more people than you ever thought you were gonna help.
Yeah.
You're doing more than you ever thought you were gonna do.
For sure, man. I couldn't have ever imagined the life I have today. It's not grandiose or rich or nothing, but
it's rich with purpose.
Yeah, I got a great life, man. I got some kids at home. I got a wife at home. My relationships with my family are better. My son is still a little rocky, but it's there.
It's coming.
To work on. Yeah,
I
got the opportunity to keep making it better. So yeah, it's real good, man.
That's really a blessing, yeah.
Yep.
See people. Just so you know, so many people who's out there doing the same type of thing that he did. It's not too late to change. Don't give up on God. He ain't give up on you. Stuff happens. Bad things happen. Family members, if you have children out there who's doing it, strung out, doing drugs, don't give up on them. Don't give up on them, man. Be there. Our parents didn't give up on me. His parents didn't give up on him. It's just like it's such a beautiful thing when you do have that support system. Everybody doesn't have it. You know what I'm saying? But if you do have an opportunity to be in your child's life, be there. And if you're using drugs and you got your parents around, if you don't have parents, just somebody around who cares for you and loves you still, who's sticking their neck out for you, be there. Mend those relationships. Everybody's not out to get you, and a lot of times what we beat through in life, I realize is just that pain, that trauma.
Yeah.
It makes us rash out at everybody.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what you're doing now for the community, and whatever the last words that you'd like to tell to the people out there.
So I work for a drug and alcohol treatment facility. It's called Yonder Behavioral Health. We're a 112 bed facility. We take all forms of Kentucky Medicaid. We got a real solid program. It's very clinically driven. I know you hear a lot of client centered. Ours 100% is we use a trait-based curriculum. So clients come in and they'll take an assessment, and it'll identify their strengths, their weaknesses, and it kind of puts them into a category for us, and we're able to build a case plan off that and focus on those. So we only have them for 30 to 60 days, so we got to make our time count.
Yeah.
We are dual diagnosis. We have psych providers too. We are MAT friendly, everything but methadone. We provide transportation to and from co-ed facility. The men and women are housed separately and they program separately. We'll take couples as long as they understand that they're not going to sleep together, eat together, stuff like that. And we'll do couples counseling whatever that looks like for them, whatever their case plan calls for.
Okay.
We involve families. Once a month, we'll do a family day. Families come on site. They'll participate in a group to kind of educate them on what the clients are learning about and stuff for them to learn about and stuff to look at for when they come home.
Nice.
We'll involve the families in sessions, throughout the week, telehealth as needed, on-site chiropractor services, I think 3 days a week.
Nice.
And it's all through their insurance. They don't come out of pocket for none of that.
Nice, nice. And where you located at?
We're in Berea.
Berea?
Yeah, right outside of Lexington.
Yep. If you're around that area,
Yep.
reach out.
Absolutely. Be glad to help you.
See, it's always good to have good people.
For sure, man.
When you get your sobriety, when God calls you, when you get your life back right, don't forget to reach out and help somebody else. Is there any last thing you want to tell the people out there? Any words of inspiration, anything?
If you're struggling, man, just keep your head up, man. Reach out to somebody. There's so many people in this community that are trying to help people. It's not hard to find. You can get my information. I'll put it on there when he puts the video out, man. I'll be glad to talk with you. If you got a family member that you would like somebody to talk to, man, I love doing stuff like that. Just try to give them some insight, let them know there's some people that care about them. They want to see something different. So,
amen.
We're here to help, man.
Thank you, brother. And listen, everybody, we love you all. And be great. Don't give up on God. God first. Stay strong. Have a blessed day.